But
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Vitri, are you there?
Hello, doctor.
Is that Vitri?
yeah.
Vitri, are you here?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start in a while. Okay, please inform all the participants. Yeah, participants participants both in UP and in Malaysia. Okay, because last 2 weeks, that webinar, from the attendance that we received, the attendance was quite low compared to the previous 3 webinars. We had like less than 100 participants. I don't know whether they attended, but they did not sign the attendance, or it's really the attendance was very low for that webinar. So please make sure that you inform the students to join. Make sure they join for our webinar today, right? Both UiTM and University Pahlawan. And I hope University Pahlawan can also share the the YouTube link. Okay, in case there are other participants, not the Go Global participants who would like to join, you just share the YouTube link with them. And also the attendance later on, also with the YouTube participants. Okay, all right. Yeah. So thank you, Vitri, for that one. And who is the moderator today, Vitri?
Wanda, doctor.
Oh, Wanda. Okay. Wanda, are you here?
Yes, Dr. Afida, I'm here.
How are you, Wanda?
Good. What about you, Dr. Afida?
Alhamdulillah. Nila is still abroad? Nila is still in Netherlands?
I think she's already here.
Oh, she's here already. Okay, but I don't see Nila here. She told me that from the previous webinar, Vitri will take over. Yeah, will take over this webinar onwards, because she will be in Netherlands. Okay. So thank you, Vitri, for helping out. All right, so it's 12:04. We have how many students now? 40 participants. Let's see in YouTube. What do we have? Is it streamed to YouTube already, Vitri? Not yet.
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right, so it's already 12:05. So I hand over to University Pahlawan for the rest of the session for you to start our webinar. Okay?
Meja sendiri ya.
Sorry?
Kita pun baru beli meja. Pasang ni.
Oh, okay. Guys, before we start, can you please mute yourself? Mute yourself. Before we start, please mute yourself. Okay. We will open Q&A session at the end of the webinar if you want to ask question. Okay. All right, please mute yourself, guys. I'm not the host, so I cannot mute them. Wanda or V3, you can mute the participants because you are the host. Okay, and you can open it again for the Q&A session later on. Is that okay?
Bu Fitri, could you please mute the all?
Yes, you can mute all. You can mute all during the webinar because you are the host. And later on, at the end of the webinar, you can turn the mute on, the one so that they can ask question. Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right. So without further ado, I hand over the session to Universiti Pahlawan. All right, for our fifth webinar. All right. So over to you, Wanda. Thank you.
Oke, thank you Dr. Rafida. Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, good afternoon everyone.
Waalaikumsalam.
Welcome to the 5th Go Global Webinar 2022. This event is organized by Universitas Pahlawan Tuanku Tambusai in collaboration with University Teknologi Mara. Thank you so much for joining us on today's webinar. Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, we have already learned about how to create a personal statement as well as curriculum vitae. And this time we are going to learn about how to write a motivation letter. But before that, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wanda Lasepa and I will be your moderator on today's webinar. And before we begin the session, I would like to inform some rules for the participants. First one, please mute your microphone during the presentation to avoid any side noise. And if you have any questions during the session, you may type and post your question into the chat box with format mention your name as well as your institution and also your question. And we will read it out during the Q&A session after each speakers deliver their materials. Moreover, the organizer will provide the link of attendance list in the chat box and at the end of the seminar. Last but not least, we also have a photo session together with our participants after Q&A sessions. So please stay on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on today's webinar, we are gonna have two speakers from Universitas Pahlawan Tuanku Tambusai. And I'm very happy to welcome the both speakers, Mrs. Putri Asilestari and Mr. Langan Nidana Mesyala. Okay, are you here, Mrs. Putri and Mr. Langan?
Yes, Wanda.
Yes,
Okay. All right, let's move on to the first speaker, Mrs. Putri Asilestari, MPD. Mrs. Putri is a lecturer at Universitas Pahlawan Tuanku Tambusai. She is currently a PhD candidate from Padang State University, Indonesia. She pursued her master degree on English Language and Education at University of Indraprastha, Jakarta. She also received a research grant from Ministry of Education and Culture of Republic Indonesia in 2019. So, without further ado, allow me to welcome Mrs. Putri to present the materials. Mrs. Putri, the virtual floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Who is the share the slides?
I will share the screen, but I'm not the host. Miss Fitri. Okay, wait a moment. I would share the screen. Okay, could you see the screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay, Mrs. Putri, please present the materials.
Sorry, I can see my screen here. A moment, Wanda.
Okay, you cannot see the screen. Mrs. Putri, I couldn't hear your voice because it is muted.
Sorry. I'm sorry, moderator. Okay, thank you, moderator, for giving me the opportunity to share my idea in this program. Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you here in this forum. So, honorable professors and lecturers from UITM Malaysia, I hope you well and doing fine. And Honorable Pak Langen as a speaker too. It's nice to see you here. And also all of the best students from UITM and UP as well. So, well, everyone, I will start my presentation. The topic is about how to write motivation letter. I will share commenting about motivation letter, and the detail will be shared by Pak Langen. So, I will start the first slide, please. Okay, what is a motivation letter? A motivation letter is an essay-shaped letter that outlines your motivation or reason why you are the best candidate for a position you applied for, with the aim convincing the recipients. This motivation letter is generally attached with a curriculum vitae when submitting an application for scholarship, organization, or others. So generally, this motivation letter is used a mandatory requirement for application for scholarship, especially for educational scholarship abroad. Although it seems that it's not as crucial as a report cards or the other achievement document. This motivation letter is actually as important as achievement document. The reason is there are several cases or file application because the motivation letter is not optimal. Okay, next. Okay. In addition, writing a motivation letter must also pay attention to the characteristic of the institution, university, company, or organization that will register. By understanding this characteristic, the motivation letter will be more relevant so that the chances being accepted are high. Okay, so the motivation letter tend to focus on achievement, strength, and motivation to register. Although they can be written for job application, motivation letter tend more suitable for organization registration for scholarship or internship. Therefore, the motivation letter must be written to attractive as possible in order to show your skin security, but what needs to be noted is that the motivation letter must be written as it is, honest, not exaggerated, and not understated. Okay. Yes. So, what is the difference between a motivation letter and cover letter? Actually, there are some difference between the motivation letter and the cover letter. The first one is for motivation letter contains reason for applying by explaining your strength and interest. And the second difference is it a requirement to apply for scholarship, organization, and internship? Generally, it is not mandatory to register for work. And the last difference is suitable for fresh graduates. Now, cover letter, there are three different between the motivation and cover. The first one is contains background work experience and expertise according to the position list. And the second, requirement to apply for a job. And the last, can be used for application who already have experience. Okay, so the motivation letter is usually used for applying for something, for acceptance to a university, to student program, or to a non-profit organization, or for volunteer work. You have to explain why you are interested in the specific activity. Okay. And why you want to study or attend to follow the program, why you choose the specific university or program, and the cover letter is used when you apply for a job. You send both a letter and your detailed CV, and the cover letter you must state clearly the position you are applying for and explain why your profile match with the position. Okay. Next slide, please, Mrs. Fitri. Wanda. Okay, so there are purpose and function of the motivation letter. The first one, to convince an institution, organization, or employer to accept you. And the second purpose is explain the motivation or reason for applying. And the third, as a condition for applying for a scholarship. And the fourth is a required assessment material to recruit you. And the last, describe your background, interest, and skill. Okay, next. Okay, structure of the motivation. Structure of the motivation, there are 6 structures here. So I will explain one by one. The first one is introduction. Okay, the introduction, in this section or in this introduction, you have to brief about yourself and showcase your purpose for writing the letter. You should give an outline of the content. Start your motivation letter with greetings like dear sir or dear madam. If no mention of the name is there, try to put a name if available to have a personal connection with the reader. And the second structure is academic or professional profile. This section should include all your achievement and professional career in this with a timeline view. You must point out the reason and why you have chosen a particular course and what makes you pursue the particular career. Prove that your profile match your candidacy for application and present fact and figure relevant to your achievement. And the third, why this course? Yeah, it means that you should mention relevant information regarding your choice of the subject. What is the reason and what excellence you will achieve by the pursuing this course. So a participant should be followed while briefing your intent about this course. Okay, the fourth is long or short-term goals. Now, when you're talking about long-term and short goals, you must have clarity about the goals you want to achieve in the specific timeline. Short goals include your reason for commitment to the course. What framework you have met to purpose during the coursework, and what skill or specialization you have set to obtain during and after the course. On the other hand, long-term goals should include your prospect, what you want in the long run of life, and what motivation you to be consistent with the commitment toward it. Don't forget to mention what the benefit you will reap. Okay, and the 5 conclusion. In important conclusion in motivation letter, which creates an impact on the reader, while at the ending motivation letter and an application should summarize the main point written in the letter and mention the main goal of the letter to be accepted for the program. Okay. Yes, the last is proofreading. Now, proofreading is mean that after writing the letter, please check again, ensure there is error or the mistake of the grammar. You have to check grammatically. So, with no room for spelling mistake and ambiguous statement. Now, before sending it, proofread your letter many times and ensure its authenticity is maintained. Okay, the next slide. Yes, there are 4 points here. No, actually there are 3 points here. The first one. Okay, how to start a motivation letter. So, while writing motivation letter, introduce yourself and your intent to introduce, it's essential to provide a clear picture of yourself. In the letter, ensure that it goes with the purpose. So in the body, highlight and describe your achievement. You should be mindful that it doesn't have long explanatory sentence. Conclude the letter by thanking the reader. How to end a letter of motivation. Mention all essential points and summarize your goals with all the interest that compels you to apply for the particular course of study. Showcase gratitude and advance. If you are accepted in this program, how you will take this opportunity to work and what contribution you will make to the university. And the last point is do's and don'ts. Nah, it means that while your aspiration to study ensure you with excitement, don't get high on horse. Remember that center setback should be avoided if rules are followed. And the second, the letter should be addressed to the concerned person and you must research properly before applying for the particular university. And the third, information regarding the requirement and essentials should be graded while explanation explain about your candidacy in the letter. And the last is state your offering, goals, and perspective that matches with the university and career you are opting for. Okay, so I think that's all, everyone. So questions are very welcome. Thank you. I give it back to the moderator. Thank you, Wanda. Okay.
I'd like to remind as well as your question and kindly pose it in the chat box and we will read it out during Q&A session. And we also would we will also provide the attendance link at the end of the session, so please stay on until the end of the session. Okay, let's move on to the next speaker. The next speaker is Mr. Langen Nidana Meishala, MCAS, MA, Master of Arts in Psychology. He is a lecturer at the Department of Nursing, Universitas Pahlawan Tuanku Tambusai. Currently, he is a PhD candidate of Neuroscience and Psychology at National Research Lobachevsky State University of Nizhny Novgorod, Russia. Is that, how should I say this, Mr. Langen?
Yeah, it is.
I said it correctly or not?
Yes, you are.
Okay. He attained his master's degree in Hubei University, Wuhan, China, majoring psychology. Moreover, he also obtained his master's degree in health science from Hang Tuah School of Health Science in Indonesia. So, without further ado, please welcome Mr. Langen Nidana Meishala. Mr. Langen, time is yours.
Okay, danke. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'du. Honorable professors, Professor Rafida. Thank you for attending here. Thank you all professors, teachers, moderators, and all the participants in here. The moderators already introduced me very well, so you can call me Langen or Aleph is my surname. That's okay. Currently, so sorry that now currently I'm in Russia, so I have to use this jacket because it is start to be snowy today, really. And also Honorable Bu Putri, the speaker before me, who already speaks very well and broadly about the motivation letter. So this title or this theme that I chosen before, because I'm really sure that I am capable of doing this, because I've been trained and sending people to study abroad. So I have lots of students here and in any other country to get a scholarship. Because my experience is how getting scholarship abroad. So I do a lot of research on how to do okay, and how to do a motivation letter and anything that you are going to be required to apply for the scholarship. So I'm not going to talk a lot about the motivation letter, but this session we're gonna learn how to write, and I will explain what do, dones, and I will explain in detail every single paragraph. So because will be recorded, so you can rewind the recording and you make your own. Honestly, I made already a template for you. It is to make easy for you to make your own motivation letter. So you just fill it the blank with your own experiences, and then you get your own motivation letter, by the way. So let's move to the next slide. This is always be asking how many paragraphs motivation letter should be. It's supposed to be 3 to 7, but both of them are different in how you want to explain. 3 paragraph structures, it is like a storytelling. You read a small story, a short story, and all of the stories are related to each other without really detailed explanations. But this is more to convince the readers. This is the 3 paragraph structure. While the 5 and 7 paragraph structure, it is really factual, and you want to emphasize any achievement that you get and the point that you receive. This is the difference between 3 and 7 paragraph structure. Any one of these, of both, are correct. It depends on you. But today we're gonna learn about how to make a 3 paragraph structure. Let's move on. Okay, so right in front of you is a 3 structure of a motivation letter. But whichever you choose, it must be contained, like Ibu Putri said before, it must be contained from 3 bases. One is an introduction, second is a body, and the third is a conclusion. So 3 of these, whether you choose the 3 paragraph structure or the 5 to 7 paragraph structure, it must be contained of an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. There is one the exclusion, but I will tell it later. Okay. Move on. Now, here's the best part. Let's move to practice the motivation letter. So, the first paragraph is an introduction. The introduction has to be filled out with your name. I wrote my name in here. You can put your surname or your family name in the very first, and then give comma and your first and second name. This is how people do. So you have to do like what people did. And sir, can I do like a common thing, like my name, probably like I have a Malaysian friend. His name is Arif Hisham bin Hizam. Can I write like Arif Hisham bin Hizam? If you do like that, you will put your father's name bin Hisham in the really first. So put your last name without any Ibnu or bin blah 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 blah. So put your real name first. But sometimes Malaysian put their father's name in the really last name, so you can do that also. But remember, they gonna call you with the last name. So people in here call me Meishala or Langgan, and it's fine. And that's how the world does today. And then you put your email. Remember, please put your email. Actually, this is not a right email to be written, but how can I say? Because my complete name is really, it's a bit strict, but I need to make it. But it is easy for them to put into the Google. I have the shortest one, but I'm afraid that they're gonna miss a single letter. So make sure your email is is clearly the name of you, not using numbers or anything. Or you can also you can use an educational email that you get from university, like langannidanameshala@yahoo.edu.id or .ac.ad. This is academical email. That's much better. That will enhance a probability for you to get any scholarship. And then do not forget to put your WhatsApp number and using your country code. This is really crucial. The most relevant social media. Okay, I'm going to explain you that most of people put their social media in here. They put Instagram and every single thing. Please comprehend, please understand that this is a motivational letter. This is official letter that you're going to give to somebody else, that you need their help to give you scholarship or to receive you as a student. So please put your formal, not informal social media. Basically, you can put LinkedIn if you are a scientist, or if you are in computer science, you can put GitHub. You can find out in the Google what are LinkedIn and what are GitHub. This is will enhance your probability to get into job or scholarship that you want. But do not push your Facebook, otherwise your Facebook must be official, like you are a scientist and you put every single thing, or you in your Instagram is talking about the science, not a single private Instagram. This is really crucial too. And you put here the name of the person that you are really want to address to. You have to know who is the person. It can be professor, it can be a person, the dean of a faculty. Okay, then put the name in here. And first you have to introduce yourself and where you are from. If I mean where you are from, it didn't mean that where is your living now recently, but where did you study recently? My name is Langanidana, so I studied from master degree blah 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 in here, and my bachelor is in here, If you don't have I mentioned my bachelor because my bachelor and my master degree was different. Now it's the same, but before was different. Then every single thing in here I put colors, means different thing, so you have to really pay attention to this. And then you have to express what is your purpose to do or to send this motivation letter, because they will read lots of motivation letter. There are lots of motivation letter that they're going to receive every single year. Then directly express what is your intention. Are you going to apply for doctoral program, or you are going to apply for master program or graduate program? So this is what you have to do in the very first beginning. So they don't like to do much talking about this, but directly say what you are going or you are intend to apply for. And then tell them also the reason why you have to be and why you pursue this program. Like in here, I just simply write becoming professional neuropsychologist and helping give back to my country. Listen here, this is small thing, big difference. Give back to my country is a really strong word you have to put into your motivation letter, because unconsciously you put them, you make them will give something to your country, and this is will really advantages for them, and there are a lot of advantages when they are giving you a scholarship. So helping give back to my country is a strong word that you have to put into your motivation letter. Next, this is the first paragraph. You can add more, but this is recently the common first paragraph. Can we move to the second? Or should I share screen by myself?
Yeah, I'm sorry, there is a technical issue.
I think I can do that by myself, right?
So perhaps you could share the screen, Mr. Langan.
Wait. I think, can you see my screen?
Not yet. It's still on Finder screen.
What about now? Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Maybe you could choose the PPT. Wait, okay. Maybe because the file. Okay, let me share the screen, or you could use your screen.
Did you make me as an admin? If so, I can do my share screen.
Okay. All right. Are you already see the screen, right?
Yeah. So okay, that's the first paragraph. And the second paragraph is the body. It's like a body, the whole body. And here you're gonna expand every single thing that you're interested in, and where the development that you are interested in that field. And practically, you just take a look at the colors that I highlighted in here. So in the first sentence, I talk about a passion. The word passion is a strong word, because people who passionate about, they will endeavor, give an endeavor all of his strength. So people who get the passionate about something will give all the efforts to do or to finalize or to finish the study, whether it is a study or job or whatever it is. So use the word passion. You can use any other words, but I choose the word passion for being something. And here, based on my experience, I work in psychological rehabilitation center in the ministry before in Indonesia. So I talk about that. This is past. And this is where I got a passion for being a psychologist. And this is where I got level up my skills. When you get leveling up your skills, then you have to advance your skills. But to advancing your skills, in order to advance your skills, you need more studies degree. And this is the reason I need to attend to the university. So the body simply talk about your past, why you chose that path, and then why you need, or why this university, or why this scholarship suitable for you, and or why this university has to be given, why this scholarship has to be given to you. So you have to include these three reasons. One, what is your past related to the scholarship or the work that you are going to apply? Second, and you have to say that you are developing and you have to advance your level of skills or knowledges, and then you have to deep dive, or you have to get deep into something, and you are the only one who can get me into my goals, or you are the only one who can get me into our country goals, or whatever it is, and you are the only one. Do this and they will amaze with us. This is the body. Three things you have to put into your motivational letter. Then you can add more in detail if you use 7th or 5th paragraph. So we just learn or practice using 3 paragraphs, but in order to use the 5th or 7th paragraph, you have to highlight every single sentence in here into 1 paragraph. So if I wrote, I developed my passion for being a psychologist during my service at RPTC by Ministry of Social and Welfare Republic of Indonesia, then I will break it down into 1 paragraph. I will talk more into 1 paragraph. In the 2nd paragraph, I will talk about, and I will briefly talking about how I work in government-owned shelter, and it is allow me to advance my level experiences in more psychological rehabilitation channels. What I did there, what I accomplished, what I achieved, what I've been awarded to, and this paragraph, this will make you into 1 single paragraph. So you will have 2 more paragraph from these 2 different sentence. And the 3rd, I would like to deep dive again. This is the reason, again, the reason why they need to give you this scholarship, or why you need this scholarship. You have to make it into 1 paragraph. So you have already 4 paragraph with you. You can put into 2 paragraph, but better to only less than 1 paragraph. Okay, so in here you can highlight every single sentences I highlighted here into 1 paragraph, while I wrote here into 1 sentence only, but you can highlight more. Okay, move on. Next is the conclusion. The conclusion, here is the secret. Here is the secret. You have to listen. If you don't listen, you can again rewind this video because it will be recorded. The conclusion is, you have to put really like a strong words more in here, such as I believe, that you have not only a trust on you, but you have a belief that you are good fit to this program. And you have to put the reason about what you are believing in. You believe you are good fit for the program that you are going to apply, because it will advance your level, and to make a realize, or in here I put a part of my research paper, so do not get confused with them. Realization of new telemedicine tools used for smoking cessation is a kind of my research research plan. So you have to put that if you give me, I believe I can accomplish this program. If you give me this scholarship, I will make these tools, or I will make this program, or I will advance my student in Malaysia or in Indonesia. If you give me this, I will be very strong in something, in some particular position or career. So this is you have to make. And furthermore, this is really obligated to you. You have to connect between these two countries. So imagine that you are a president and I am just a civil, just a normal people. Then I beg you a money. You have to know that what that the president will get from the people who beg the money, who ask the money. So I give you the money, what I get. As same as a scholarship. I give you a scholarship, what will I get? That's what they are going to hear. That's what they really want to hear from you. In here, I told that if you give me the scholarship, furthermore, Indonesia Psychology Association, it means like we have an association, right? Have an ongoing relationship. So I will build a relationship between your country and my country only if you give me this scholarship. Only if you give me this scholarship, there will be a connection between two big organizations, between you and I. So the advantages, the benefit that you will give me when you give me a scholarship, it's not only for me, but also for your country and my country. It's a bigger benefit, bigger advantages than only for myself. I am for myself, I can do by myself, I can get a job and blah, 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 blah. But you only can get a relationship between your country and my country only by giving me this scholarship. So, which I hope to support and contribute to wealth within the academic community. This is what I told you, this is the must written in your motivation letter. Okay, so that's 3 structures and in details. Let's move on. About do and don'ts, you can just simply read all of them because it's wordy, but you can just simply read all of them. What you have to do and what you don't need to do. And pay attention to this because small thing will make a big difference. Go on. Okay, Pablo Sarate, once people said a genius. Once people said that he is a genius, but actually for 37 years, he practiced for 14 hours a day. So practice is a mother of knowledge. The more you practice, the better that you get. So I emphasize you to practice. In order to get you easy to practice, I also enclose a template of motivation letter. So go on to the next page. After that. Okay, so I put the template of the motivation letter that you can, you can fill by yourself according to your own experience. And when you get into confused, you can call me, or you can simply text me, or you can simply email me if you get stuck. That's common. I'm gonna be pleasure to help you. So you fill the blanks in your template, you get your own motivation letter. When you stuck, you can contact me via email, and you can apply for the scholarship for that. My contact is, can you go to the slide before? Slide before, okay. You can find my contact there. You can get in touch using Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or email, even email. So if you do remember my name, so you can get close to me and you can ask anything. You can ask for me a help about motivation letter and anything related to the scholarship. That's all. After this, we're gonna have a question and answer. You can ask me in Malay. Pelajar sekalian, awak boleh tanya using Malay or English, but better using English because you're gonna practice in English. But if you have a question and answer in chat, you can do that in English or in Malay. I'm okay with that. I'm speaking 5 languages. Okay, danke. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, Professor. Oh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Langan. That was very comprehensive presentation.
Danke,
So,
danke.
okay. We have already learned about how to create a motivation letter from the both speakers. So we hope it will be beneficial for you. And we have come to the Q&A sessions. Okay, let's see the chat box. Okay, there's many questions. So the first questions is from Dr. Rafida. What is the difference between motivation letter and personal statement? Okay, perhaps Mrs. Putri could elaborate the answer and questions, please.
Okay, thank you, Wanda, and thanks for the question, Mr. Rafida, Dr. Rafida. The good question. Okay, generally, the motivation letter is used for applying for scholarship, especially for educational scholarship abroad. And a personal statement is an essay that serve to both to being the candidate for a job, Yeah, just like a personal statement in the motivation letter, we have to focus more on our future plans and what our target. In the other word, we must be able to explain our motivation and the letter aim to show that our choice what our motivation to choose this university, and the choice of and when completing this letter, we should gather all the questions that can come up about our motivation and figure how to the best answer as possible. Now, I think this is different about the personal statement and motivation letter. And the motivation letter special for applying for study in university, almost same, different with our motivation and our planning for the future.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Putri. Mr. Langan, perhaps you would like to answer these questions. The difference between motivation letter and personal statement, and do we need to prepare both when applying a job?
Okay, so for the personal statement, it's quite different because personal statement stated about you are, but do not talking about your drive to get into something. If you have CV with you, curriculum vitae, so if you have CV with you, it's a kind of CV, but in a paragraph. That's what we call personal statement. But so if you give a CV, that's a detail, but in a point. Personal statement is like a CV, but in a paragraph. You do not put your drive. I drive in to get into this college, or my dream is to be a psychologist. No, that's not a personal statement. In motivational letter, you put a little bit, not too much detail, but you put a little bit about your background, your study, and put your motivation more. Here you can explain every single thing about your motivation to get into something. And do we need to prepare both when applying job? First, you have to take a look at the requirement of the job vacant. And the second, for the job, we use cover letter, not a motivation letter. Okay, like Ibu Putri said before, we use cover letter, not a motivation letter. But personal statement, there are two options. Some of them will take a personal statement, some of them will take a CV. Most of them will take a CV because it is readable. It's easy to be read in a glance. So make sure that you make a your CV or your personal statement. Can be both, but not motivational letter for applying job. They use cover letter more. Danke.
Okay, thank you. So it is also answered the question from Dr. Amalia that the cover letter is quite different actually with a motivation letter. But I have a question for Mr. Langen. Okay,
Yeah.
so as we know that the participants are mostly from the students and they will be a fresh graduate, right? And if they want to continue their study in master degree and they don't have any experience in working, what should they fill in the body section of the cover letter, motivation letter? Sorry.
Okay, so if then so this is what we call fresh graduate, right? So can I do like screen sharing in here? If I can do that, it much better. You can have a look. I have maybe more. Okay, please do make me as a
I will
admin.
make you as a host.
Okay.
Wait.
So fellas in here, pelajar sekalian, this year, I think, yeah, this year I've been accepted in 4 different countries, 4 different scholarship. I've been accepted again in China. I've been accepted in Romanian government scholarship, Hungarian, University of Oxford scholarship, and Russia. We are now going talking about why don't I take a University of Oxford, because my mom also asking about that. So another 2 option is Oxford or Russia. Then I took Russia for today. So people asking me how can you really easy to get any scholarship abroad? Okay, the answer is first research plan, no any others. You have to convince professors or the government with your research plan. Please be kind to your teacher. If you are a student in here, please be kind to your teacher, because your teacher will give you a lead, give you a path to open your mind to make you understand about how to make a really good research plan. Trust me, a research plan is like a 5-star path to get into any scholarship. If you say that no, IELTS must be the one, no, TOEFL must be the one, you can just put it aside for a while, but please make a good research plan to you. I have a friend who cannot speak English very well, while because she is from Java and she talk English without any TOEFL or IELTS. Now she is in Canada doing PhD because she has a good research plan. So prepare your research plan. I know that you have research plans in your mind. Give me and I'll tell you where you make mistakes in your research plan. I know how to make a research plan very well in any fields. People gave me their research plan, I directly correct all of them, because the strong research plan will get you hired by the scholarship. Okay. So for the students in here, before graduation, please, before graduation, you have to get into English courses. You can take IELTS or TOEFL. Both are okay. My suggestion, get into TOEFL because it is cheaper in any other country. Okay, compared by IELTS, TOEFL is cheaper. You can get both. Okay, then before graduation, make sure that you get your certificate, your TOEFL certificate. In any course, it's okay. To me, it's okay. As long as you have a good research plan with you for masters and also for doctoral program, you can do that. TOEFL or IELTS research plan. That's a must to you. And the rest is only motivation letter, It's only a statement, a personal statement. It's only about essay. You can consult to me because I help a lot of people to do that, and it's okay to me. Well, I'll do that in the free time. I'm okay for that. Okay, for please apply as long. Okay, I'll share you. Wait. Okay, you can see my desktop, right? Can you see my desktop now?
Yeah, we could see that.
Okay, now I'm going to. Okay. So if you think that I, as a student or as a lecturer, I do small research, that you are not really correct. You can see here there are a lot of websites that I didn't close. I still do a lot of research about any scholarship. Even I got already get into the university already. So I need more scholarship to learn from. Okay, this is scholarships that I applied to. Have a look. It's not only one, it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot of scholarship. Most of them I got, only 2-3 of them that I didn't get. Let's take a look. Oxford one. Maybe some other, in any other times we can talk about the CV, because CV for scholarship is different. Motivation letter, where is it? Did you see motivation letter in here? Okay, I'm going to show you the proposal. You can see it, right? It's just simple as this. This is the proposal that Oxford accepted from me. Only how many pages? 4 or 5 pages is enough for the research plan. Make it like you are reading the journal paper. That's all. Okay, so, make it like you are reading the journal paper, not the research paper, not the research proposal that you are making every single research in Indonesia or in Malaysia. Make it in a journal template. Here it is, my motivation letter. I got my CV. Okay, look here. CV. I talk about CV. This is also important thing. Put your name directly, your address, blah, 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 blah. You have to make studies applied for what directly. Put your formal education. Okay, I didn't put my Chinese graduation in here. And directly put your research and publication in here. Then reference, professors that you can refer to. That's the very first beginning page you need, and then you put your work experience, languages. Okay, put only organization. You again, I'm going to fast, but you can rewind this video again. I put only the organization, which is it is good highlighted, or it is a big thing and related into my field only. I got several organizations, but not all of them I could get into. And a job related skill, what is the skills you have related to your scholarship that you want to get? Do not put here, I'm good at cooking or anything. No, it's not really relevant. Okay. Other skills, even they do that, they said that this is other skills, but please make sure this is also will help your program that you're going to apply. And in here you can make your project. While my project is my project are different, you can put more in here. Conferences that you attend, and only the conferences that related to your study, not at all. Seminars, honors, membership of your expertise, and courses that relevant. I know that as a lecturer, we have a lot of courses and certification, but make sure this is only the certification or courses related to you. Okay, you have to make like this. If you get confused, go to Europass. If you get confused again, email me and I give you the template of Europass, or maybe I give you a template of my CV. You can just retype and change everything about me. That's easy. That's easy.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Langen. So it doesn't matter whether we don't have any experience in working, but as long as we have a good research plan that's good, we can make an interesting motivation letter. So I think maybe we have also one question left from Putri Zuliazati from UP. What do we need to exaggerate the content of the motivation letter to make it interesting?
Okay. Let's see. What is my motivation letter? You like to exaggerate everything? Okay. Where's my motivation? Better to see from the Hungarian. So not all of the scholarship will ask you for motivation letter, okay? But most of them, yes. Okay. Okay. As you see here, I have different motivation letter because different university, different motivation letter. One is for Motivational University, one is for University of X. These two universities accepted me. Okay, let's see the difference between both. Look at here. I didn't put my address in here because this is directly I give this motivation letter into the professor or into the university. So I did not need to put my personal address in here. You can do, and you can better to do that. Okay. And make sure do not get wrong when you are sending a motivation letter, because I did that once when I applied for Taiwan scholarship. I think this is the same. Okay, this is where you can exaggerate. You have to give a compliment to that university. You have to give the compliment to that country and university. And okay. And to do this, you have to read the website of the university. I give a compliment to Professor Zoltan Kekeks in here because I already emailed him and he directly attracted and has a really big interest on my research plan. This professor really loved me very much. I mean, my research plan. I applied this scholarship for 2 consecutive years. I applied for 2 years. The first year I didn't get the scholarship from the government, but the university accepted me. The professors accepted me. The second year I got the scholarship. I got the same professor. I got the university. But because the inflation, now the economic of Hungary is really in the ceiling, top ceiling. So I didn't choose Hungary. I choose my option is only left for Oxford and Russia. Then finally I get into Russia University. So you can exaggerate in here. Like you say, a living cost in such city like Budapest affordable, this is not really. Nowadays it is not. That's why I didn't choose this. It's not really affordable at all nowadays. If you compare to other European cities, no at all, because Turkey must be cheaper than Hungary. I choose doctoral study because numerous distinguished professors. Yes, it is. They have numerous professors at Motivational University. And in the field of hypnosis research, this is true because I already accepted by Professor Zoltan Kekeks. Okay, and here, yeah, that's what you can exaggerate.
Okay.
most. The rest you can see here are the same. This is a bit small thing, big different. You can make your own signature like this. I have no idea if you can make it, but if you can make it like that or only signature is okay. But if you make like this, it seems professional, right? It seems professional. This is for one university at Voslogam University. Let's see university aspects. Okay, there are no different. All are the same. I don't want to exaggerate in here, so I talk only about my research. So if you are a student asking, I have no experience, I put this is no experience. I put only I have, how to say, I have an interest on this one, using event related potential, electroencephalograph, blah, 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 blah. This is the research plan. I don't talk about a previous experience. I talk about my research plan in this paragraph. Okay, this is the reason. This is the closing statement. That's all.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Langen. So let me summarize it. So the first one, to make it interesting, we have to give a compliment to the university or maybe to the country, right? And then the second one, we have also provide the research plan, yeah, to make them intrigued with our motivation letter. Okay, very well, ladies and gentlemen. We have finally come to the end of the discussion session. But before we go to the photo session, I would like to invite Ms. Hani to give a further explanation on the task 3. So maybe for the students, you could hear the instructions from Mrs. Hani. Mrs. Hani, time is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Mrs. Wanda. Well, wait for a second. I will share the screen first. Have you seen the screen on your laptop or your phone already, all the participants? Ms. Wanda, can you see the screen that I have already shared? Hello, Ms. Wanda?
Yeah, we could see the screen.
Okay, yeah. Well, Honorable Dr. Sheha and Dr. Rafida, we met again this afternoon, and the two speakers who already gave some interesting explanation and information for all participants, and of course, dear for our lovely moderator, Ms. Wanda. Well, the participant today, I will share and give the task for all of you. Yeah. But before that, I want to remind you about the topic that we already discussed it. 2 weeks ago, we've already discussed about how to write personal statement and CV. And today, we've already discussed about how to write motivation letter. And these topics are already given and delivered by our two speakers. Well, I want to remind you about the CV. Yeah, so curriculum vitae or CV is a document that is commonly prepared by job seekers or students. This document presents individual information such as personal data, achievement, experience, and etc. So when we talk about CV, remember all the students, this document presents individual information, personal data, achievement, or experience. And we come to the task. This is the task for all the participants. Here are some procedure maybe or steps. First, you must create a curriculum vitae. and then use your knowledge on creating an interesting CV, and make sure or pay attention to personal information first, and then the second, education and experience, and the last, skills. And this is the collaborative task. Although it is a collaborative task, you can share or discuss with your partner or your friend in your group. And we give you 2 weeks to finish this task. And please submit this task on Monday, October 31st, 2022. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Wanda.
Okay. Thank you very much, Miss Hani.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for all speakers and participants. But before I close the session, I would like to invite all of the participants to have a photo session together. You may turn on your camera and the operator will snap our picture. Perhaps Ms. Hani, could you please snap our picture?
Okay, everyone, please on your video and I will take your picture. Okay, I count 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, everyone, thumbs up. And I take your picture one more time. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Okay, okay, thank you very much for the distinguished speakers, students from UP and UITM, and the staffs for attending the webinar. Hopefully this webinar could be beneficial for all of you. So, and also for the students, don't forget to do the task, and please for all of the participants, I would like to remind to fill in the attendance link. Because we live in Zoom and also YouTube, please, we also provide the attendance link in the chat box in the YouTube as well as in the Zoom because you will get a certificate when you fill in the attendance link. Okay, so thank you very much. I will close the session. Hopefully we will see you again in our upcoming session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Dr. Rafida. Thank you, Dr. Sehat.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much,
Everyone.
okay, to all from UP. Very interesting topic indeed.
Thank you, professors.